January, if you had like a crystal ball, and it's like, like come April, the Shield is gonna face, Batista's gonna come back, and then they're gonna align and face off against the Shield.
Why Batista not get food out of the door?
Yeah, it's one of those things.
And now here's Tyler Wood.
Yes, and here we are, the Shield and Evolution are now in full swing here, facing each other at Extreme Rules in just a couple of weeks. Already Extreme Rules is right around the corner, and the Evolution officially had their reunion on Raw this past week, and that's where we're at. Last week we talked about also how there's like a combined 31 title reigns between them, and but sure enough, Batista brought that up in the promo. So kind of pointing out some things that are going on here, and happening right before our eyes. But obviously, one of the big things, at least with the start of Raw, hours before Raw, is that Daniel Bryan's dad passed away. And
did I hear about that?
You didn't hear about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was actually a few, I guess, within hours before the show, and then they decided in the opening segment they were going to have, Kane just destroy Daniel Bryan essentially, which had, multiple tombstone pile drivers, and they figured that'd be a good way to write Daniel Bryan off, maybe, so he could take time to mourn, I guess, or whatever, and so that's that, and people were pointing out how they could tell like Daniel Bryan was having a hard time keeping it together during that segment, but nevertheless, I guess that was the idea of Daniel Bryan getting destroyed by, now the returning masked Kane.
I don't know. I just assumed that happened to make Kane look like a legitimate
contender. But who knows, what exactly they may have had in mind. Maybe they had something like that in mind, but I guess they figured, they really let Kane unload, I guess, and you have the multiple tombstone pile drivers, and figured it was a way to send Daniel Bryan off.
On the table.
Yeah.
And the guy still does not have a broken neck out of all that. Storyline wise, what did they say? A stinger? He's having a stinger.
Yeah. We figured, I guess that was a good way to write Daniel Bryan off, I guess, and even, it was even odd too, because not long after that, Bray Wyatt brought up, bad news, that Daniel Bryan was going to receive some bad news and everything. So it was kind of ironic, I guess, in a way. But that was that idea. I guess we'll wait and see what Daniel Bryan's involvement is, until we head up into Extreme Rules. I would assume he's not on SmackDown or anything.
No, he's not. Like I said, it's a very Shield-heavy SmackDown coming up on Friday.
Yeah. Well, which that obviously isn't a bad thing, but so I guess we'll wait and see. We only got one Raw.
He's going to be on Raw.
Yeah, it has to be the go-home show before Extreme Rules, and so it'll be interesting to see him. I don't know, see if they mention anything about that next week on Raw or something. I
doubt it, because I have a feeling if it wasn't mentioned, and usually times real family deaths are mentioned just to respect the family in a way. So
they just decide to write him off.
Yeah. If he's not there Monday, they're just gonna say he's still recovering in the hospital. But since they just said it's a stinger,
and
that means he's gonna be back Monday.
Yeah, and I guess just let people on the internet, I guess, who are part of the IWC, as some people would say, find out for themselves that this was part of why they had Daniel Bryan get written off. Raw.
I did not. I don't know. I didn't hear anything about his father passing away.
Yeah, I heard from Aaron Rift on NoDQ.com. He kind of reported it.
What was his source?
I don't know.
Okay. No. I'm saying.
I don't remember. I just saw that there was a post about it, and
usually my biggest source, usually the two sources I would trust are Meltzer and Wrestling Observer.
I don't know.
And Mike Johnson of PW Insiders, because those guys have actually worked in the business. They actually do have connections.
Yeah, well,
they're not 100% accurate, but they're probably the closest thing to what to other internet streaming, other wrestling internet sites,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I have to like go back and watch the footage, you know, a little closer maybe, but I don't know. Apparently that's what happened, and apparently there was a big, you know, that was an influence on the segment happening. I don't, you know, had that not, I don't know what else they would have done exactly with Daniel Bryan and Kane that night on Raw, but yeah, I mean, we mentioned also, you know, obviously the Shield and Evolution is now a big storyline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, triple. Well, I guess the rest of you know, Evolution coming out dressed up nice now, and again, you know, kind of like the old days a little bit, and
Well, Batista still looks like a douchebag. I mean,
yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, it goes back to the thing, you know, what if he didn't get booed out of the building, you know, back then? And that's the thing, one of those things where, you know, who knows what would have happened, but, you know, we talked about that last week, how, you know, interesting, you know, it's definitely going to be a big match at Extreme Rules, and, yeah, I mean, probably the highlight match, I think, you know, well, I mean,
I
a
don't
nice
know.
co-main event.
This whole segment lost steam to the feud, I think.
Yeah, with all, bringing
Shield,
out the other guys.
Yeah,
like,
and the Shield like almost like chicken shit in such a way, just saying, oh
Yeah.
no, we're not getting, you know. I mean, the best way usually to go down fighting or swinging at least. But,
yeah.
which might explain also why SmackDown they're going to be beating the hell out of all these teams that are preventing from getting Evolution essentially. Like so maybe this was done by design. It's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna wait for our moment to take you guys out one by one, essentially. So I don't know, but I don't deal with a lot of people criticizing the fact that the Shield was just standing there. When Evolution pretty much just, you know, bitch, you know, take shots at them and they didn't even charge at him at one bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be the argument they were being smart, you know, it's 11-on-3 again. That's not in their favor.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is one of those babyface moments you gotta watch out for.
Yeah. Wasn't as much of a Shield and Evolution heavy episode maybe as, you know, the week before. But then again, I mean, they had Daniel Bryan.
I actually think Bryan and Kane are gonna main event.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what. Yeah. And we said they should too.
Well, yeah.
Last week.
If you want to legitimize the reign, especially since they have. But that's the thing too. It's not like there's a B champion, you know, a B belt. He's your world champion, period. I mean, he's got both belts now. So if he's not main eventing with both belts, now you're delegitimizing your champion and both your world titles now, which, you know, just sounds backwards.
Yeah, and I mean, like I was saying too, I mean, like a good co-main event, you know, secondary main event would definitely, you know, the Shield against the Evolution, you know, part one too. I mean, like we said, over the summer they might have, you know, more matches.
Well, actually, based on a rumor now, rumors, I guess we're going to be going based on the internet rumors and that. But Batista's taking off after Extreme Rules, I've heard now.
Oh yeah. Well,
he's not going to be on any more live events, and more importantly, he will be even doing Raw the next night. So there's some people saying that the whole deal of Shield and Evolution is to no, I wouldn't even say it's breaking news. It's a rumor, but
breaking rumor.
Batista has not been advertised for any future events.
Right.
There's been but the whole point apparently is not to get a massive Evolution Shield feud. It's just to put the Shield over.
For now, yeah.
You know, have them be 3 main eventers, you know, essentially, that puts them over. B, build towards Roman Reigns, Triple H feud, supposedly it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
That one-on-one contest, it's going to happen at SummerSlam, supposedly. And everything's just because Batista's supposedly going to take off, essentially. Everybody knew this was going to happen eventually. They figured maybe around closer to Guardians release, which is not till August, but apparently one of the reasons is because he was supposed to have the strap originally. Yeah. You know, that whole original concept of, you know, win the Rumble, beat the Orton, hold him to the strap, and I guess then drop it right before he has to go up. Or maybe he just, you know, promotes his belt during Guardians and that. So he's not going to win a whole lot of fans over. He's just like Job and Chip early because I don't say Job and Chip because it just sounds like it just is taking time off, not okay, well, my contract's going to be up any
maybe
sooner
maybe taking the summer off. I don't know.
I don't know, but it sounds like, okay, well, you guys got nothing for me because whatever my original plan was,
now,
just got flown out the window. So
yeah,
I'm not sticking around like right down in the near future.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, this is the reason why part-timers get shit on by fans a lot of times because they only want to come back for one specific reason, and when it doesn't happen, they got nothing then. I mean, they walk then.
Yeah. Now, at least on the contrary, it's different with like Brock Lesnar, for example. I mean, he's been back 2 years, and he's had a pretty consistent.
He's still the most hated guy in wrestling right now.
Yeah. And
well, that's the funny thing.
A couple years, and then he breaks the streak. I
mean, we talk about Triple H, Roman Reigns is the one rumored one-on-one contest or something. The other one it's Lesnar and Daniel Bryan now.
Yeah.
At SummerSlam, which would be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking almost like a CM Punk Lesnar like battle against him. We're talking about Brock's clearly a monster guy compared to Bryan. And the size of Bryan, so. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. I mean, most people would say Bryan wins, but then Lesnar's going to get that strap eventually. I think. Yeah. Part-timers get the strap eventually.
Yeah.
And he did just beat End the Streak. Which makes that feud a lot more interesting now.
Yeah. Yeah. And definitely obviously leading to WrestleMania too. Like, whoever faces him at WrestleMania has a chance to beat the guy that beat the streak the year before. So yeah, that too. That makes it interesting. But yeah, I mean, as far as like part-timers go, it's for Lesnar it seems to be paying off. Whereas Batista, it's I don't know, it's backfiring a little bit, I guess, with no belt, and I mean, I guess he'll take the summer off. I guess we'll wait and see when he would come back after that, and see what happens at Extreme Rules. It definitely should be an interesting, other main event, I guess, to kind of like pair nicely with the Kane and Daniel Bryan main event.
I mean, because obviously Cena's losing in a steel cage to Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
So you need some baby faces to win to make the fans somewhat happy that would still viewed as the baby face losing and something like that. But
Yeah, and speaking of Kane and Bray Wyatt and John Cena, that feud was a little more of a bigger part on this episode of Raw this past week. I mean, Cena having a serious kind of interview backstage, and saying how like basically WWE Universe don't believe in Bray Wyatt and this and that, and so obviously later on that. Well, of course, Bray Wyatt had
it was probably the most interesting app vote they've ever done.
Yeah.
Because they were literally like saying, okay, did you want to see Cena get his ass kicked tonight, or did they want to?
Yeah.
I mean.
I
mean, the stupidest thing was the B option, the 2-on-1.
Yeah, because
they're like, okay, it's either going to be
one or the one extreme.
Yeah,
one way or the other here. Yeah, they're not going to have. Just
to me, the 2-on-1 was a complete waste.
And that showed in the poll results. And
I'm curious what that 9% would be voting for. Of course, people have been always saying, well, how legitimate are these app votes to begin with? And
right. Yeah.
According to people who've been talking about insiders, it's legitimate app votes.
Yeah.
I mean, the app votes are legitimate.
And the results of this one seem, accurate. I would have thought too that it would have been something like that. I mean, I'm sure a lot of, people who, maybe like really don't know that wrestling, this is scripted and all might think like, oh, like let's only have them face one person, or we don't want to see John Cena get outnumbered and this and that, and voted, one, or maybe one of their parents voted for, I don't know, to vote for the A option. Who knows? But I don't know. Then again, maybe there are a lot of people that wanted to see Cena get outnumbered and beat up, and
maybe after that horrible excuse for a promo last week with the. Let's put Bray Wyatt and the Wyatts on little kids,
Photoshop jobs.
That's what. I should really get mad at John Cena. That's been done to death.
Yeah.
I mean, what was the DX one? They did that with the McMahons. To me, the only time it was funny was when it was done the first time, which was Jericho and Benoit.
Yeah.
It was like, and I looked it up on YouTube, and it's still hilarious because I think it was like Jericho was like reading like a children's book. It was like all the places like Chris Benoit goes at. It's like Benoit on a boat, Benoit on a plane. It's like, you know, it's Chris Benoit's face on like a boat or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, this vote here, I mean, unsurprisingly, you know, it's a 3-on-1, but you know, it's another one of those matches.
Honestly, I thought it was gonna be 1-on-1. I thought. Yeah, I thought if it was a legitimate vote, I thought Cena would at least get a 1-on-1 vote here, but I can tell you this though. Cena's reaction to the results was
priceless.
It was the perfect reaction. That's the reaction it had to be. Shock and awe.
Yeah.
And then just staring
like,
around the arena.
People do? Yeah. Like, you know.
If he would have just like laughed and giggled, it would have not sold at all. But his reaction of shock and disbelief.
No. They're starting to not like me anymore again. I don't know.
Well, he's the thing I hate about that title. It's like he's not turning heel.
Right, yeah.
Though, WWE.com, Bob, usually I hate these WWE.com predictions or stuff they do on their official site, but this one actually I had to click on. It was 8 predictions for WrestleMania 31 next year. And the first one is John Cena joins the Wyatt family. And you know what? I mean, as stupid as it sounds, that, I mean, you know, a lot of people looked at the Bray Wyatt, I mean, the Daniel Bryan joining them, and that didn't really last long. That didn't last long because they started to realize how over Daniel Bryan was, and just this was a stupid idea. But I don't know. The reason why I don't want to see that happen is because how do we know they're not going to go the route of Daniel Bryan essentially, at least storyline wise, where it's just no, I did this to infiltrate the group and all that. I mean. Not to mention, the last time he did that, aka the Nexus, it probably killed the stable more than helped the stable.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's gonna happen, you could say John's got brainwashed or something like that. I mean, I mean, at least you can make the argument of like it's not really John Cena, kids. It's brainwashed zombie John Cena. But that was the whole argument that they were doing with Daniel Bryan essentially in the beginning was no, you don't understand. It's not really Daniel Bryan, it's brainwashed Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I will say this though, if Bray's able to brainwash Cena to join the Wyatt family, it really puts over Bray Wyatt's character then. Even he
face of the company.
He can convince the face of the company that he is disliked and so and so. But I don't see it happening. Like,
yeah, me neither. I mean, we'll see what happens at Extreme Rules in the steel cage.
I mean, like I said, if it happens, you can make the argument that Cena didn't really turn heel. He just got brainwashed.
And then his fans are like waiting for him to, come back to Earth or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know. People start cheering. He becomes the most over face again.
Yeah, I don't know. It could have a funny way of working out. I don't know.
No, but I really hate it when they do these whole Cena like always heel turn teases because that's essentially what the look was. It looked like it looked like he was about to like hate on the crowd essentially.
Yeah.
Even though he was a genius, that that was a kind of a 50-50 crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can hear Cena chants and Cena sucks chants, you know that it's a 50-50 crowd in that. But obviously it's an app, so anybody who owns a cell phone can vote in that.
Right.
I mean, you even brought it up there. Maybe Cena fans don't even know how to use an app.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, kids. I mean, kids are younger and younger nowadays are probably getting phones, but still, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know how tech savvy they are.
Yeah,
I mean, they're more tech savvy than we were at a young age. I don't know. They're that savvy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like mommy, vote for this, or something like that.
Daddy, vote for John Cena to go one-on-one with Luke Harper.
We don't want him getting outnumbered, and
We don't want to see him get his ass kicked on national television.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that kind of in a sense, one of those typical things, I guess, where, the other, it's looking dark, bleak for Bray Wyatt, and then the others come in and help him, he ends into disqualification. And, one of those, I don't know, just kind of unfortunate endings to Raw that kind of, leave you desiring more, I guess. I don't know how you want to put it.
I don't know.
Just a typical
If you had Jamie
flat
said on
ending.
commentary, it was something of the lines of, no, you don't understand there. They want him, Cena fans want him to face all three members of the Wyatt family, so he can all three members of the Wyatt family's
Right, yeah.
ass, essentially.
Yeah, it's
And I'm
like
that's the stupidest argument I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I don't get it. But, yeah, anyways.
Like, Cena fans can count, right? They know what one-on-one is. Now, they would make the argument, the other two guys are still going to be out there in the corner, so it's 3-on-1 no matter which one you pick.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, okay, fine. Maybe you can make that argument. Either way, look at it. It's a 1-on-1 contest, and there's a 3-on-1 contest.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been like the same thing, like when the Shield were still here or something. If it was the Shield, it would be the same thing. Like, you want all three members of the Shield destroying, so and so, John Cena or whatever, or do you want, just Cena and against Dean Ambrose or something? It's like the same thing. I don't know, but yeah, it wasn't the greatest ending of the war, I guess you could say. And I don't know, overall.
I don't know. I'm really digging Bray Wyatt's how he's got the whole world in his hands.
Yeah, I mean, he did lead. Yeah, I mean, he did lead. He did start getting
especially
some people
when you got like guys swinging their arms back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was definitely interesting. And yeah, I mean, obviously the Cena interview earlier on, as we mentioned too. And then also, we have this Intercontinental Championship tournament that continues to go on.
The guy we had winning it kind of got screwed out in the semifinal.
Yeah.
We all thought Cesaro, but then again, I probably should have counted in for Jack Swagger. Not if I had done Cesaro one bit.
Yeah.
Screws Cesaro over. Rob Van Dam takes a count out victory. I think Cesaro not look weak. I mean, he obviously got
it was
screwed.
A count out. Yeah.
I know. You digging Cesaro's new theme yet? I mean, honestly, when I heard the signs, I thought Scott Steiner was coming out for a second.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I don't know why they were so reluctant to drop. I mean, I get he's not a Zeb Coulter guy anymore, and really that's what the real American theme is designed for. But that when he comes out to that theme song there, I mean, Tyler, there were guys humming the song. Yeah. There's no words to the song, but it's like, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Like I remember hearing that at WrestleMania. Like they were humming the theme song for crying out loud. So I mean, but I don't know. I felt like I heard crickets chirping when this theme song came out. Maybe because they're not used to it yet, and maybe I'll get used to it. But I don't know. It didn't sound like a main eventer theme song or even a mid card theme song.
Yeah.
It sounded almost low card.
Yeah.
But and the other one, which was shocking, which honestly kind of spoiled the ending to the other one, was that Bad News Barrett beat Sheamus clean.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, who knows? But, yeah, I mean, obviously that is shocking. But I wouldn't think that they were going to have Sheamus, win the whole thing anyways, as far as, their kind of championship goes.
No, but I was going Cesaro Sheamus originally.
Yeah.
But it went Barrett one. Like, okay, so it's going to be Rob Van Dam and Barrett then.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, Cesaro faces Swagger on SmackDown. He beats him clean. Because Carl people are saying, well, this feud is clearly not over, and this might be the feud at Extreme Rules. But then I'm thinking, no, but then I saw the Rob Van Dam Cesaro promo, the altercation backstage. I'm thinking, Cesaro beats Swagger. That ends that. As I mentioned, Swagger gets his ass kicked by the Shield after the match, too. So Swagger might be taking a hiatus briefly over a few other teams that got their ass kicked by the Shield Friday. But, no. So I think Cesaro then maybe says, you didn't beat me, Rob Van Dam. I want a rematch.
Yeah.
And then, they rematch at Extreme Rules, and Cesaro beats him. That's
how
it should go, at least. I mean,
and maybe they have a handshake or something. I don't know.
I mean, at the very least, I could see Cesaro running down for the finals and screwing Van Dam and helping Bad News Barrett win.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
it's going to be Bad News Barrett versus Big E.
Yeah.
And I honestly, not that it really matters at this point, but I think Bad News Barrett beats Big E for the Intercontinental belt. This may be Wade Barrett's last chance to finally get this singles run that we keep saying he's destined to you know get eventually.
Yeah, and and definitely they've held back a little bit on Big E Langston lately too. I feel like too. I mean, even though he's,
I feel like all the secondary belts are really getting
obviously. Yeah, I mean, obviously, week after week we've talked about the U.S. champion.
Well, the USA, they have this tournament now. This is building some credibility back to belts. It's not credibility unless they keep going after Extreme Rules. I mean, okay, a tournament, Extreme Rules, okay, but then, what happens the next pay-per-view then? You know, is this a die finally? And don't get me started on the U.S. title belt again.
Yeah, I mean,
because once again, Dean Ambrose is still this supposed U.S. champion.
Yeah.
And yet he hasn't defended his thing.
Yeah. I mean,
I just think somebody owes us an explanation. That's all.
So I don't know, but it's going to be Big E versus Bad News Barrett. And I think Rob Van Dam versus Cesaro is going to have a quick match at Extreme Rules probably. Might even be the pre-show, but they're going to have a match.
Yeah, and probably a good match at that. I mean,
definitely.
Obviously, both of them have a unique style. So yeah, I mean it's a little different than we expected as far as, but I guess it's all right nevertheless. So
I mean, I'm kind of happy. I mean, Wade. Well, the other reason too is that Barrett's got pyro, and you get pyro, that means you're going somewhere.
Yeah. Because
they're not going to spend all that money on additional cost on pyro for your entrance if you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, hopefully, at least this kind of helps Wade Barrett, get back into the mix a little bit. At least the mid card mix a little more. After kind of not really doing much, for months now, other than his Bad News Barrett segments.
I mean, and he still does it. He still walks down.
Yeah.
He's got some bad news for him.
Yeah, he can still do it, but now, now he's at least in some more important matches.
I mean, if he wins the Money in the Bank match, and his cash in has to be like, I got some bad news for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna cash. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna cash in my Money in the Bank, and yeah, I mean, that could definitely be cool, but. Of course, now there's only one money. Essentially, there's only going to be one Money in the Bank briefcase now, and it's for the.
Actually, that was the other thing too. That this WWE 8 predictions thing brought up was that the titles would be split again.
Oh yeah.
But keep on. This is just WWE.com's like this is like some intern they hired came up with this 8 predictions list in that. Like I said, John Cena joined the Wyatt family. Yeah, interesting. I don't see it happening. I don't see them splitting the titles because this is still a very weak roster that they've had in years, which is one reason why they combine them to begin with. Not to mention there's no more brand split, and I don't get why you split the titles up again. I mean, but there were some ones like Roman Reigns wins the 2015 Royal Rumble. I can see that.
Possible.
I can see that possibly
that's
happening.
Very possible.
It's clearly he's gonna get a monster push.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar winning the titles, or at least being in the main event. Yeah, I can see it. Undertaker wrestling in 31. I mean, that's probably the biggest question is was that Taker's last match at 30? Yeah. But I mean, like I said, there was some of that, but then there's just like some questions that were just stupid.
Yeah. Just to like get
the stupidest one was, will the real Americans expand?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't see. I don't see. Who's going to be joining the real American, this real American stable in the future?
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just like an intro. Just say like 8 things and expand, and then we explode and talk. Yeah. Essentially.
Yeah. Nobody knows who they are. But yeah. But yeah, that's probably just to get people talking and about more ideas and maybe take credit for some original ideas. But yeah, I mean some of them like that. I mean we don't know, we can't see happening. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean that's for the most part. I mean that kind of covers what's going on.
I mean, obviously Bo Dallas now. Just keep teasing away essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, supposedly the Exotic Express was at Baltimore. Apparently, this bus is going over the country.
Yeah,
it's the Lex Express over again.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a bit of breaking news in a sense.
I don't know, but I don't know. I think the Bo Dallas phone was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Maybe
it's not challenge. It's change.
Yeah.
Be changed.
Yeah,
believe.
Yeah, and of course, now as far as the Divas Championship goes, it looks like we have Paige against Tamina coming up at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting, I think. Yeah. Well, apparently AJ is taking asked for a leave of absence.
Yeah.
Temporarily. I don't know why, but she did.
I mean,
so the company granted her a leave of
I
absence.
guess, I don't know, maybe CM Punk is rubbing off a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, to one degree or another, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. But
they did say, but supposedly the board is time off, not I want to get out of
walking
my
out of the
contract.
yeah. Not like, I don't like that the company's doing this and that. But yeah.
Actually, it's funny. I brought up that whole, over the weekend, I saw that Ultimate Warrior documentary.
Yeah.
One thing I forgot to mention, when Warrior's walking through the headquarters and he's going to towards his office, there's a Royal Rumble poster.
Yeah.
You know Punk was on that poster? There's like a big yellow dot over Punk's face in the poster. So, if that shows you any indication of where the company stance is with this man.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. It's one of those things, I guess. But yeah, I mean, anyways, I don't think we have too much else to get, but we do have, we haven't done a pay-per-view review in a while with all the WrestleMania stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, maybe we'll start getting back to that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get it. Yeah. I should have time now. College semester wrapping up. I should have time
summer coming up.
To start binge watching some WCW pay-per-views and that. I mean. Yeah. But yeah, no, we left off with 83, the first
Starrcade 83.
It was the first actual pay-per-view. It was mainly a passing the torch one. Yeah. Ric Flair beats Harley Race in a steel cage or fence.
Yeah.
It was a very small steel cage.
Yeah.
But this one it was 83 was very successful. So we did NWA Jim Crockett Promotions decided to do 84 now.
84, yeah.
So it's called the $1 Million Challenge. Main event is Ric Flair vs. Dusty Rhodes for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and the winner gets $1 million. Because I guess in the '80s $1 million was a big deal.
Yeah.
Not
bigger than it is. Yeah.
But same location, Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina. Same commentating team, same announce team as last year. Gordon Soley.
Same bad place, same.
We start off with a replay of last year's main event with Ric Flair pinning Harley Race in the steel cage. Get a few a quick rundown of the match card a little bit. And then we open up with the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship between Denny Brown and Mike Davis. And it was actually, it was more interesting. It was definitely a better opening contest than last year. This is kind of, I don't want to say cruiserweights, but this was kind of the cruiserweight championship back in the 80s. It was a quick 5-minute match, but it was actually very well done. Denny Davis, actually, the way they did the finish was one of those ones where the one guy thinks he pinned him, but the one guy got his shoulders up quick for 3 counts, and he actually was the one that got pinned.
Yeah.
And it was a fun one. Denny Davis beats Mike Davis for the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship. I give it 3 stars. It was actually a very nice opening contest. Funny thing about this one though was that the announcers got the names screwed up. They thought Mike Davis won the match.
Who is this?
Actually, I think I remember this match on Botchamania at one point, but it was. But yeah, I was kind of laughing at that. Then they corrected it. They said no, Denny Davis. No, it was Denny Brown won. Denny Brown won. It wasn't Mike Davis. Denny Brown won. It was not. This will not be the only blooper of the night for them. Next one is you got Brian Adias against Mr. Edo, I guess. It's a villain Japanese wrestler essentially. Think Mr. Fuji in that. It's a stereotypical villain Japanese wrestler. That's probably very racist now. But no, I mean it was a quick 4-minute match. Brian, Diaz wins. American State. Yay! Beat the foreigner. I guess in a way. We go to Tony Schiavone interviewing Ric Flair, who kind of is technically a babyface, but I think this is right before he's about to turn heel. He starts cutting one of almost a typical Ric Flair heel promo back in the day. So, I mean, there's that. I mean, it was actually very well done. Next match is Jesse Barr against Mike Graham for the NWA Florida Heavyweight Championship. Mike Graham is actually a second-generation superstar. He is Eddie Graham's son. Right. Eddie Graham is I think he's in the WWE Hall of Fame, too. But his claim to fame is that he owned Florida Championship Wrestling. The Florida promotion. Yeah. All the territories, he owned the one in Florida. I don't know. It was a nice technical match, but Mike Graham is pretty much no Eddie Graham. I mean, that's pretty much what most veterans have said. He's one of those, second generation guys that just thought he could walk in his father's shoes, but it was nowhere near as good as his father was.
Yeah.
But it was an okay technical match. But I gave it 3 stars. Oh, by the first one before 2 stars because it was 4 minutes and I didn't really have a chance to really get in the match. Let's see. 4th match was the Assassin and Buzz Taylor against the Zambui Express, which is just 2 big fat black dudes. The tag team essentially. Yeah, talk about racism again in the South. But it's an elimination tag team match. Yeah, put it this way, it was a very slow match.
Yeah, a lot of
Time cheers.
But anyway, one of the Zambui Express is fighting. I think it's Buzz Taylor on the outside. Then Legal Men. They get counted out. The announcers don't recognize that or don't see it. So then you got the Assassin against another one of the Zambui Express. And Buzz Taylor the Assassin gets caught, but then he actually headbutts the guy from the Zambui Express. He falls down. And Buzz Taylor releases the Assassin from the ropes, and that apparently forces him to fall on top of the Zambui Express person, pins him, and that's the match there. But like I said, the announcers did not recognize the double count out early on, so they thought that was only the first elimination. Even though the announcers were announced, the announcer made the announcement, and your winners are Buzz Taylor and the Assassin. But finally, Gordon Souther realized, oh wait, no, apparently that was a double count out. And Buzz Taylor, yes, Buzz Taylor and the Assassin win. But, live TV. I mean, this is only like the second live pay-per-view. Yeah. So. But yeah, like I said, it wasn't really interesting a match. And once again, it showed signs of racism back in the day. Obviously, like I said, Japanese stereotypes, African Americans wearing. Trust me, when we get to the 80s WWE and 90s WWE, there's going to be so much racism that you would have thought Vince, what was Vince McMahon thinking back in the day? Next one was Raging Bull Manny Fernandez against Black Bart with J.J. Dillon as his manager, and it was for the Brass Knuckles Heavyweight Championship. Essentially, this was almost like, I don't want to say boxing, it was like they have taped fist up, and it's just a lot of punching. Heavy punches too, and blood everywhere. But it was like Raging Bull Manny Fernandez hits a deep right, and Black Bart goes down and pin, and he wins the
Brass Knuckles.
Yeah, the Brass Knuckles Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, all these weird names here for championship. By the last one was only 2, and one of the main reasons because the Assassin Buzz Taylor thing was not that exciting. It was kind of a very boring match, and the confusion just didn't really add a whole lot to it. But this one I'll go 2.5 for this one, 'cause it wasn't that bad. And for what they had, the whole point of the match was it actually did very well. Funny thing was also watching J.J. Dillon just scream at Black Bart after the match, like he really lost it. Then we got to Tony Schiavone interviewed Dusty Rhodes about winning $1 million and winning the NWA championship for the second time in his career. And Dusty actually kind of, he's usually very, he's the man, son of a plumber, and $1 million, and how tonight ends this feud between me and Flair essentially. So Paul, the next one is here's the thing there. We kind of go to intermission quick, and actually for the first 2 matches, Tyler, there's no theme music, there's no entrances. And I'm thinking, okay, so 1984, maybe we haven't done this yet. Then all of a sudden, Jimmy Valiant comes out in a tuxedo, and there's entrance music and there's entrances. So apparently, only the first half of the pay-per-view, the undercard, there's no entrances and such. But in the second half, the actual performers against the people paid to watch.
Okay.
It's a tuxedo street fight, loser leaves town match. It's Jimmy Valiant against Paul Jones, who actually was a manager earlier on the night with he managed the Zambui Express. They actually came down as his ring guys to help him out. He's a manager fighting a wrestler. And they were in tuxedos. Jimmy Valiant tried to strip Paul Jones, essentially make him almost naked, essentially. Well, I think he got all the way down to his underwear, if I remember right. But, I mean, I'm not really a big fan of matches like these, but the fans were into it.
Yeah.
But Paul Jones wins over Jimmy Valiant. So Jimmy Valiant leaves town. Although, looking at the future ones, he'll come back eventually. But, yeah, I'll go, I went 1 star. It was mainly a comedy match. A lot of laughing, giggling, from the crowd. Though there was blood in this match, though. For a tuxedo match. But, so there was that. Then we had Ric Flair again. Tony Schiavone interviewed again. And once again, once again, kind of more of like a heel promo. Felt like Flair's getting was almost throwing the good guy thing away, essentially, now. Sounds more like a heel. So next match is Ron Bass with J.J. Dillon against Dick Slater for the NWA Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. It was actually maybe the first, I felt like, actual legitimate pay-per-view match I was watching. Ron Bass was a big guy, but he's athletic. Dick Slater is kind of athletic too. So, I mean, 3 stars, but it ends in a DQ. Ron Bass, the manager and such. So, DQ finish. Ron Bass retains his title. But I mean, it wasn't it wasn't the worst thing of the night, essentially. Then we go to a promo once again, a backstage interview. Tony Schiavone, this time Tully Blanchard with J.J. Dillon. J.J. Dillon is it's almost like the WWE back in the day with like Bobby Heenan coming out for every one of his. Yeah. The Heenan family in a way. This is essentially what J.J. Dillon and his managers are doing. They have multiple clients. And they come down for each one. I cannot imagine WWE doing this today.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't think they even do that today. I mean, closest thing we made was WrestleMania 29. Heyman comes out with Punk, and the next match comes out with Lesnar, as if nothing happened in the last match.
Yeah.
But Tully Blanchard is a heel, and he pretty much just says something of the lines of he knows Ricky Steamboat's hurting, but yeah, he's gonna retain his title. He doesn't care. No excuses. Then we finally got to the national anthem, and I didn't know why. But then after the national anthem's done, I see the tag team of Ole Anderson and Keith Lawson with Don Canado. Yeah, Canado come out. Canado's I think has like a crutch on, so I guess he got hurt. And there's like American flag waving around.
Yeah.
And then,
It's an outrage!
in typical 80s fashion, the national anthem for the Soviet Union, which is now Russia now starts playing, and out comes the bad, evil Russian tag team. I'll say it again, the Russians have one of the most badass national anthems ever.
Yeah.
So,
let's see. Yeah. Well, no, maybe not in Rocky 4, I don't know. That's but then again, that was still Soviet Union then at that time. Well, it was. Yeah, the movie was shot around the same year actually. So I mean,
this is around the same time as we got. Oh my God, what was this? What was the one with the movie where the Soviets invaded and has Charlie Sheen and oh my God, Red Dawn. Yeah. That's how the Cold War even the Cold War only ended 3 years after that movie came out. I mean, the Soviets were not nowhere close to invasion of the United States. But no, it's Ivan Koloff and Nikita Koloff, who's pretty much a medium-sized Russian and a large Russian.
Yeah.
But they come up to the Soviet national anthem, gets booed from the American crowd. Brilliant heel work there. Also, stereotyping again nationality. But before the match starts, it is a loud USA chant essentially. Now the funny thing about this match is that Ole Anderson is Arn Anderson's brother. He's kind of known as being a spitfire in a way. Yeah. At one point in the match, I guess he's close enough to the mic that they says I believe I heard him say shit, and they bleeped it out on the network. I mean, it's 3.5. The crowd was really into this match. It wasn't really that much. The crowd really made this match because you don't want to watch the Russians beat the Americans, especially when they got a flag and everything. But no, I think it's Ivan Koloff hits, I believe it's Keith Larson with a foreign object. Because, you can't identify the object and the guy's getting hit apparently back in the day. So it's just called a foreign object.
Yeah.
Don't know why it's not called a domestic object. We're in the United States. But I guess because the Russians the one hitting it.
It's an outrage.
But anyway, foreign object hit by Keith Larson, and the Russians walk away with the win. Crowd boos like usual, but then they start waving the Soviet flag away, and walking away to the back essentially. 3.5. Like I said, the crowd made this match, and it was actually very well done. Then we go to Tully Blanchard against Ricky Steamboat for the end of the way. World Television Championship, and the winner gets $10,000.
Okay.
I don't know what Jim Crockett has all this extra money here.
Big downsize from the $1 million though.
Yeah. Oh, nobody walks away with $1 million except for the main eventer.
Yeah.
But actually, a very good match. I actually would say it was the best match on the pay-per-view. Tully Blanchard, of course, is one of the original Four Horsemen members, and after watching this match, you can see why Ric Flair wanted him to be part of that group with the Andersons. So, I mean, Ricky Steamboat, once again, this guy's he was also known for his athletic ability. And this was easily one of his best pay-per-view matches I've seen. So, very well done, and the crowd was just stunned. Like I think they knew that this was going to be a special match, compared to what they just saw in the entire card so far. But Tully Blanchard wins with the tights, roll up, and he beats Ricky Steamboat and retains his belt. But 4 stars, I think it's the best match on the pay-per-view. Then we get to another one final promo by Ric Flair. Because you can't get enough Ric Flair apparently in NWA. And he sums it up pretty much by saying, "Look, I'm going to beat Dusty Rhodes and bring in $1 million essentially." Like maybe the shortest promo I think of the pay-per-view. So then we get Wahoo McDaniel against Billy Graham for the and no, I'm not talking about the evangelical pastor. The wrestler Billy Graham. Yeah. For the NWA United States Championship. I mean, this is only the point where Billy Graham was getting way past his prime. Because I don't know if you saw photos how jacked up he was back in the day. Yeah. Here he looked jacked, but he also looked slow. Of course, the guy took God knows how many steroids in his body back in the day. But yeah, very very slow. The match was very quick and fast. I mean, Wahoo just came in and pretty much it was a one-sided contest. Wahoo McDaniel beats Billy Graham. Like I said, held the WWF Championship at one point in his career as well. But like I said, way past his prime. I don't even know why he was even hired back. I guess just due to name recognition, which I guess back in the 80s still meant something. But no, Wyatt McDaniel beat Billy Graham to attain his NWA United States Championship. Kind of get to a quick break again. But we go back to Tony Schiavone, and he's interviewing. Joe Frazier is going to be the special guest referee in this match. Yeah. The famous boxer.
Joe Frazier.
Smoking Joe Frazier.
Down goes Frazier. Yeah.
George Foreman.
Yeah.
Who I think also made a lot of boxers. Obviously Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
In fact, I think Vince got this idea from Ali to be involved in the main event of WrestleMania 1 from watching Joe Frazier involved in this one. Yeah. Totally, Vince even took that idea from Stargate 83 for even doing WrestleMania to begin with. Well, yeah, we should do a super show too on pay-per-view, or at least closed-circuit television. But anyway, apparently there's also going to be celebrity judges in case we get to it. When they don't say this anymore because no match goes 60 minutes anymore, but they used to say this match is going to have a 60-minute time limit, which means that every 60 minutes the match usually ends in a draw. They just end the match. Yeah. Apparently here they're gonna have judges and officials. They're gonna judge.
Like a box.
It's like boxing in a way, and
without rounds.
Yeah, without rounds. So after 60 minutes, instead of a draw, they're gonna decide a winner who gets $1 million. Which is why you have Kyle Petty, NASCAR racing driver, as one of the wrestling judges. I mean, I get it. Celebrity, probably local. I think it was a local guy from North Carolina. I think many NASCAR drivers were back in the day. Dale Earnhardt, one, I believe. He was in North Carolina.
I don't know. I don't
know. Are you a NASCAR fan?
No, I'm not a NASCAR.
Oh, really?
No. No, I was never a NASCAR.
I'm thinking of Doug.
Yeah, you're probably thinking of Doug. Yeah.
I do know some people who are NASCAR fans. I don't find any interest in the sport anymore.
Yeah.
I did when I was little,
Yeah.
but now it's just, okay, I can't watch for 5 hours a square car going around a circle, making left turn after left turn after left turn.
Yeah.
But,
Anyway.
there's Joe Frazier, and then you got Kyle Petty, and then there's this Japanese legendary wrestler, too. I couldn't pronounce his name, so I didn't even bother writing it down. I know that sounds so stupid.
Yeah.
But Giovanni interviews him, and Twitch just says, Frazier's just saying, look, if it gets, somebody gets too bloody out there, you're not going to stop the fight, are you? This is boxing.
Yeah.
That's the thing, too. Not only do you bring a box on, you then pretty much say that him in a real fight, in a real sport, is a pussy compared to our so-called sport.
Yeah.
Because at least in our sport, if there's bleeding, we don't stop it.
Yeah.
Essentially. And people wonder why the boxing community was upset when Floyd Mayweather was going to wrestle, the big shots in a way. You might be delegitimizing your actual sport in a way. But anyway, Joe says no, don't worry about it. And Kyle Petty just says look, I'm a fan. That's what Trey says. Yeah. I'm a fan, and I'm going to be impartial and such. But anyway, lights go out. Fancy entrances. Dusty Rhodes comes out to a cheer, a standing ovation away. I mean, he had some kind of. I felt like it was disco music in the background, but I don't know if it's just some generic music. It's obviously it's not the American Dream song, because that's his WWE song, not his NWA song. So I don't know if this is his original NWA song or not, but Dusty Rhodes comes out, gets a standing ovation. Ric Flair comes out with his, the usual, da da da, standing ovation. Because at the time he's still technically a babyface in this match here.
Yeah.
Though in the finish, he kind of makes the heel turn finally. But, so, I mean, it was actually a very good match. I mean, you could tell why Flair and Dusty Rhodes are main eventers. Yeah. And actually, I think the first time they actually go on the outside in that, but there's a point in the match where Flair shoves Dusty's head against the, on the outside, against the turnbuckle, in a way. One of the corners. Outside corner, in a way. Just shoves, and Dusty's one eye starts bleeding in that.
Oh my God!
And Joe Frazier, the boxer that he is, knows eye injuries apparently.
Right.
Starts keeps not backing Flair off. He keeps wanting to look at the eye, see how bad it is. And eventually him and Rhodes and Flair keep trying to fight. At one point Frazier just heads to the outside and just starts talking to not Kyle Petty, because at this point let's ignore Kyle Petty because he's just there because he's a celebrity in the South apparently. Talks to this Japanese promoter and it's just because he's the actual wrestler here. What do I do? Rhodes has a bloody gushy eye here. It looks like you can barely see. What it was do. The guy always said was it's your call. It's your call. So Frazier being the guy that he is rings the bell and awards says that Dusty can no longer compete because of a bloody eye. And Ric Flair wins the match and retains his belt and gets the $1 million.
Yeah.
And Ric Flair, typical heel fashion, grabs his belt, gets out of the ring, and Jim Crockett is just right there with this check. And Flair just grabs the check and just kisses it and just walks to the back essentially. Great heel fashion. Dusty Rhodes loses it then. Yeah. He wants to beat the hell out of Joe Frazier now. But Joe gets out of the ring in time, but Dusty just loses in the ring. I think Wahoo McDaniel and some of the faces come out and they actually put a towel over his bloody eye or that. They kind of sew it. But then Dusty walks to the back. But no, it was actually a quick main event. It was only a 12-minute match. But, screwy finish. It pretty much makes Ric Flair a heel. Yeah. And it makes it Dusty Rhodes got screwed out of $1 million and the title. Yeah. So then we they show the title. It's the replay of the whole event. I think the pay-per-view is over, but then after it's the replay, they go to the back and they talk to first Ric Flair, who now officially sounds like a glorified heel. Yeah. No excuses, Dusty. I won. Yeah. It's not my fault. You bleed easy or something like that. I mean. He's going to cash this check in. I think they comment Jim Crockett saying, I hope this check is a bounce, Joe. This is legitimate $1 million or something like that. Then they go to Dusty Rhodes, who is pissed. And he has that towel still covering up his bloody eye. And all he keeps saying, telling Joe Frazier is, "This isn't boxing, Joe. This is wrestling. We don't stop due to blood, or bloody eye or anything like that. We keep fighting." Once again, kind of putting down Joe Frazier, an actual legitimate, badass in a way, and kind of delegitimizing boxing as a sport and saying professional wrestling is tougher than boxing in a way. And then, of course, you got to interview Joe Frazier because he technically screwed a guy out of a title. And all Joe says is that, look, I believe I made the right call. I know I'm not a wrestler. I know I'm a boxer, but I know injuries when I see one. And he said he made the right call. And that is the pay-per-view. But for those of you who thought Dusty got screwed, and that was a horrible finish to a main event pay-per-view, good news. That's the main event for next year's Stargate. So Dusty Rhodes will face Ric Flair, who now is a member of the Four Horsemen. It'll be the first NWA pay-per-view where the Four Horsemen will be appearing. The originals, J.J. Dillon, the manager, Ole Anderson, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and Ric Flair. As Flair defends his belt against the guy who he just escaped from this year, 1984, Dusty Rhodes. And this time, can Rhodes actually, win the belt? Let's put it this way: Joe Frazier will not be the referee in next year's main event. So that'll hopefully be next week's. It'll be Stargate 85.
85.
I don't know what that's called. I believe it's still from Greensboro, or did they finally move it to a new location next year? Well, I have it upstairs, but probably watch that over the weekend, and we'll do that review next week.
Next week on Great Wrestling Debate. Yeah. So
look forward to Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes battling it out one more time.
Right. Even though a long time ago, but nevertheless, we'll treat it like it's still like it's refreshing content, I guess, in a way. Yeah. In this day and age.
Think about it this way: 1985. That is the same year that WrestleMania 1 starts up. So finally, Vince wakes up and says, "We need to do pay-per-views."
Right. Yeah. So little sort of some like history lessons here, also in the Great Wrestling Debate. So we'll save that for next week, as well as talk about, I guess, the go home episode of Raw,
so
which will be coming up.
We'll probably make pay-per-view predictions, which will probably be very fast. Because I have an idea on
pay-per-view.
Most of my predictions.
Pay-per-view predictions for Extreme Rules, which is already right around the corner. So with that in mind, thanks for tuning in for the Great Wrestling Debate, and just continue to stay tuned for next week's edition.